This is LDS Reliance with a public service announcement. Solar power is never free. Ever. The world has become obsessed with renewable energy for various reasons, but the average person doesn't know much about it and can be easily misled by the media and salespeople. So in this video, I want to clear up a couple misconceptions that a lot of folks may have about solar. Now this video won't be news to most of my longtime subscribers, but hopefully it will help some people that might be investigating solar for the first time. Both of these misconceptions revolve around solar power being free in some way. But, as with anything in this world, there's no such thing as a free lunch. Let me explain. The first misconception is that you can purchase a solar panel system for your home, cabin, or RV, and then you'll have free energy for life, or at least 20 years or so. This is especially dangerous for homeowners that are purchasing grid-tied rooftop solar panel systems for their residential home, and being led to believe that they'll have no power bill for 20 or 25 years. Unfortunately, I've yet to hear of a single system where that has truly been the case. The reasons for that are numerous. For one, the homeowner is at the mercy of the electric utility company and the terms of their cogeneration agreement and/or interconnection agreement. In order to install a grid-tied solar panel system, you have to agree to the utility's terms before they will allow the power you generate from being fed to their grid. You used to be able to sell your excess power to the utility for the same price or close to the same price that you could buy it from them. So it was possible to get a net zero electric bill by producing enough excess power during the day to offset the power you were going to need when the sun wasn't shining. But those days are long gone, and utilities now pay pennies on the dollar for your excess power, if they'll even buy it at all. Another reason is that there are maintenance and replacement costs to consider. This is often glossed over during the sales process, but solar panels need to be cleaned regularly, at least once a season if they're going to come even close to generating their maximum power. And if the shingles on your roof need to be replaced, which is almost guaranteed to happen during the 25+ year useful life of your solar panels, then you'll have to pay a solar contractor to come out and remove the panels for the roofers to do their work. And of course, they then get paid to reinstall the system for you. So ask your installer ahead of time what those costs will look like. And lastly, the expected life of solar charge controllers and grid-tied inverters is about 10 to 15 years. So again, during the useful life of your solar panel system, you're almost guaranteed to have to replace these critical components at least once. And for off-grid systems, and increasingly in grid-tied systems as well, you'll have battery replacement costs during that time period as well. And that alone can be tens of thousands of dollars on larger systems. Finally, when you go all in on solar, you're essentially becoming your own electric utility company. Part of what an electric utility company does is forecast for what is called demand response. Demand response is a complicated concept that involves estimating how much power the power grid needs on the highest demand day of the year and taking measures to fill that peak. Usually, this will be the hottest day of the summer, but depends on where you live and your climate. Electric utilities have to be very accurate with this projection. They have to have enough electricity generation to cover that peak demand with some added cushion on top in case they get it wrong. So how does this relate to a homeowner? Just like the utility, a homeowner needs to accurately assess their peak demand to properly size their solar panel system if they intend to be energy independent or eliminate their power bill to have truly free energy. Otherwise, they'll have to pay whatever the electric utility wants to charge them for any shortfalls. Okay, so demand response applies to homeowners going solar, but what does it have to do with solar not being free? Because I've yet to see a residential solar panel system that got this right. The solar contractor that designed and installed the system on your roof certainly didn't do that calculation. They probably didn't do any more than ask for your monthly power bill, which does not come close to giving enough information for this estimation. And even if there are some out there that did get demand response right, it has to be redone every year as demand increases over time. And that means adding more solar panels over time. Look, I'd love to be wrong here, but I've not talked to anyone personally or gotten any emails or comments from people that never paid a cent for energy again after their initial install of solar. The other misconception, and really outright lie, that's perpetrated by solar marketing is that you can get a system installed completely free. Let me be very clear. There are no government or utility programs that will just give you a solar panel system for your home, regardless of your income level, ethnicity, or geographic location. I know this is tempting for some people to believe because there are some good incentives out there for some situations, such as the solar investment tax credit from the federal government. But incentives don't mean free, and they don't benefit everyone. They just help encourage people to invest their money in a particular way. So if you're going to shop for a solar panel system for your home, you should be on high alert for scams and hidden costs. If a solar installer is promising you a no money down solar panel system, for example, think about why. The company exists to make a profit and is not going to lose money or even break even on your system. So they're either stuffing your deal with a ton of profit on the back end, similar to what car dealerships will do with their monthly payment games, or they're collecting all of the incentives for themselves that you would get from the utility and the government. For example, if you lease a system, you don't actually own the panels, so you're not eligible for any of the incentives which go to the owner or investor. Similarly, if you're entering into a no-cost system with a solar power purchase agreement, you're agreeing to buy all of the power produced by the system on your roof, which you don't own, and the solar company gets all of the investment incentives. Both of those scenarios are heavily in favor of the solar company from a financial perspective. The bottom line is, as always, there's no such thing as a free lunch. There will be strings attached, incentives missed out on, hidden costs and maintenance, or other gotchas involved. So, do your homework, be educated, and take your time before making any decisions with solar. But if you don't want to do the work, just head over to EnergySage with the link in the video description, and they'll take care of you from there. Thanks for watching this video. If you found it helpful, please leave me a comment and a like below.